Alright guys, so remember what I said in my last video? I was going to be getting a tractor that was going to take care of the place here. And, well, that turned into more than I planned. What I'm about to show you is not what I was planning on getting, but I did get what I was planning on getting. This was not. It's a SS14. I put some Ags front and rear, 16-inch true powers on the front. I don't know what the rears are, they're just 23s. Has a 42-inch mower deck, I believe. The 14 horse Briggs. Lighting's not the best. The updraft carb. I went through and cleaned the carb. Sorry, the lighting's not the best. Put a new battery in it. The gas tank was really, really bad. I didn't even try cleaning it because there's no possible way to getting it clean enough to make this run. So I put one of these little plastic Tecumseh ones on for now until I can get the right one. I think I have one, I just gotta look. For what I know to believe, it's a 42-inch. There. If anyone, Rooney, Matt, or Andy can help me out with that. Shifter balls I painted blue. I think those look really good. The exhaust stock, I'm thinking I want to change this out for a stack. Everything's there, the toolbox is there. I put this seat that was on this tractor when I first got it. It's just an SS16 actual Sears seat with the seat flipper. It runs pretty good. I'll do a start for you guys here. Cold start. Exhaust. No choke. Someone rigged up this little ghetto choker here. You just have to pull it and in, but I'm gonna get a right one. I think I have one, I just gotta find it. No throttle, no choke. I believe it to be a 71 or 72. I believe it to be 71 from what Steve as schedule told me. I did actually mow with the tractor. Guys can tell I mowed with it the other day. But other than that, it's a pretty nice tractor. I just gotta clean some stuff up. I mean, like, this is like all soot and stuff on like the frame and stuff. That'll all clean up. Like, as you tell, I already started cleaning. I don't know honestly the plan with this tractor because the tractor I originally planned on getting I actually got too. So yeah. I traded that wheel horse 312/8 for this. It came with a 52-inch mowing deck. Also, it's a lot nicer. Like, it's not as nice like condition wise, but paint wise it's a lot nicer than that. I gotta change that wheel out right there. But and 2 snow blowers, a parts one and a good one. I'll get a shot of those when I go to the farm. Then I traded 2 tractors for 2 tractors. I traded that wheel horse, I traded Cub Cadet 1000 that I had, the pulling tractor, for the tractor I really wanted, which you guys are going to see here in the next clip or two. I gotta go back to the farm and get that running and good and stuff. But, so yeah, tell me what you guys think of this one, and we'll go take a look at that. Alright, so we're out here at my dad's shop with my customers, Alice Chalmers, customer skid steer, another customer skid steer, his skid steer, and my new 1975, I believe, SS16. So this I traded for the Cub Cadet. This also came where this SS14 came from. The tag here. It's not the cleanest, but get the focus. I believe it's a 75. Yeah, 77.5. Everything's good, pretty much. I haven't had it run on its own yet. They popped it off there because they were cleaning the gas tank, which is right here. You can't even see, but it's actually pretty good in there. They did a decent job. It's actually, paint-wise, not too bad. The nose cone is busted, but I can fix that. That's no problem. This wheel is off the bead. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about fronts yet. I know I have ags for the back. Someday I'd like to do tri-ribs, but they want so much money, like $102 or $120 just for 2 front tri-ribs for the narrower front tires. But if anyone knows cheaper, I only want to spend about $50, if that. So yeah, I cleaned the carb last night. That wasn't too bad. Cleaned the pump. The original exhaust and everything's there. But when I took this off, I started smelling rat piss and shit. And then I looked down here, because this is where they always hide, and there was about 2 inches of, looked to be mice and squirrel. But that's all cleaned out now. And when I got there, I bought it from people that I pull with, very good people. They would have to jump it off the starter here, but and then I got home and I couldn't get it to turn with a new battery I put in it. So I started digging around. First I thought it was some wiring, but the solenoid, just from so many rats and whatever it was living in there. Now it's, if you look right there's the solenoid. It should not be able to do that when I pull on the positive wire to the battery. It rotted off, so I got to get a new one of those. But I can still slap the tank in and try and get it to run today. Just jumping off the starter. I hope it'll run good. And once I do that, I can start putting some time into making it look good once I know it runs and drives. And then my dad said he can order one of those from, he has to do a parts order this week anyway, so he said he'll order one. Yeah, everything works. Choke is and stuff. Key's good. Looks like a decent amp meter. I'm gonna have to clean this up a little. Actually looks better on camera than it does in person. Steering's tight. But other than that, it does have the missing nose cone side here. I've never had one with one of these, so that's pretty cool. It has the PTO. Both pulleys are actually not seized. And the lever, so it actually works. So that's pretty sweet. Always good to have those. So I'll end up probably selling the 14 next year or two, depends. And probably mowing with this full time, depends on how this runs and stuff. So yeah. Alright, I'm going to take you guys out and show you the rest of the stuff. So this is all the stuff I got with those 2 tractors. That deck and these 2 blowers came with the SS14, and that came with the 16. But over here, I believe this is a 52 or 48 inch. I actually think it's a 53. If the sun will not glare here. Kind of read that. This is actually in pretty good shape. I believe I just gotta grease up the blades and they should spin a little bit easier. They spin a little hard. And then there's this. I'm not sure what size this blower is. I need to take a few parts off that parts one, like pulleys and stuff for the idler. It spins and stuff. Yeah, I can't do it because it's laying on the pallet. But I have a question for you guys. I thought about using this. Am I missing a piece here? Because I really don't mess with these blowers. Am I missing a piece here, like the piece, like this right here, onto that linkage setup? I've only had one, I don't remember. I don't know. This one, I also have this blower. This is the ones that run underneath your tractor, and the handle is next to you on your right hand side. I'm trying to sell this. I'd use it, but it's too big. It's not really worth messing with. This is just a parts deck. This is the one I got with 16 because somebody, it looks like it took a grinder to it. You can kind of see here, they cut this whole side out. I don't know why. I don't even think it turns. No, it doesn't even turn. This looks smaller, but it does have good wheels, which I need for the 14. This looks to be also a 53. Or maybe that isn't a 53, because that's definitely bigger. But yeah, this one's just a parts one. Here's the gearbox and stuff down there. See, I need this idler and that shroud. And this belt for that blower. But, alright, so now I'm going to try and get this guy to run. I got to toss that tank in. I hope I don't have to take the fender off. That's what he said I have to do. I have to take the fender off. But I don't think I do. So I'll take another clip when something happens. So on this is 16, I got the snowblower hanger piece that was on the side here off the mower deck hangers, because those are pretty badly rusted. I got some nicer ones. If I ever want to put the deck back on, I can. I got the tank outside drying. See more mower deck stuff. PTO mule drive. Tank is out here drying. So I cleaned it. I thought it was pretty clean, but then I looked again, and there was almost dirt and rust in it. So I pressure washed that really good. I think it should be good now. So now I'm just letting it dry out there for at least a day or two. I'd started up trying to get it to run just with a little plastic one tank, and but I don't have any gas, so I gotta go get some gas. But yeah, I gotta get this tire to seat beat again. But I never really explained what I was gonna do with this tractor. Now I'm not gonna pull, mud, or really mod it at all. I want to restore it eventually. I got ags for the back. Like I said, I want to try it to the front. I want to find a 3-point. I got a plow for it. I'm going to plow this winter with it. I've been looking almost all summer for one. Come across a few, but this is the best deal I could get. Probably not the best tractor, but the best deal. But as long as it runs decent, I can make it work. But alright, I don't know how much more we're going to do today, but that's where I'm going to leave it at this. Well, it runs. I've been doing some work to it lately. I haven't picked up the camera. I actually kind of forgot it, but you're not going to be able to see. There's a new solenoid. You can see the tip of it right there. New solenoid, a newer style solenoid I had. The gas tank is in. It's really not. It's judging by the filter, it needs to be. It's actually looking better. So the filter needs to be changed again. Now I had problems with the pump. The pump was leaking out of the bottom. I still gotta cap that end off right there, as you see. But I had to put blue silicone all the way around on every gasket. I just took my time and went around with some blue silicone so it doesn't leak. I had to put a newer style Briggs pump. I did this CSS16. I know I gotta tidy up all this. I just did it to make sure it runs. It's got all new fuel line. All this fuel line is all brand new. I still got a little bit of tuning to do. These ag tires, they're only 612s. They actually, to me, look really stupid on here, and they're really not tall enough. There's a big wheel gap right there. I could fit a whole fist practically in there. That's too much of a wheel gap for me. So those just on there right now. Same with these fronts. I'm either gonna go narrower or put my Ags. I think I may put the Ags from the SS14 on here. The seat's not staying either. It's just on there for now. Or it may stay. I'm not sure yet. Problem is though, is it just you can't get to the fuel cap because you can't go down through here, and you can't. There's just a bad angle. But yeah, it's running driving. I still gotta fix this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut from right here off in the front, and right here off. But leave this bottom piece. I'm putting a piece of angle iron on this bottom piece to this bottom piece bolting too. And I'll do what I did with Dirty Bourbon over there. I'll just weld 2 nuts down to here that match up with these posts. Or I'll do what I did with Dirty Bourbon and made this whole cage. This may be a better way. Oh, I lost a bolt there. But I'll just probably weld 2 nuts. And yeah. After playing with it a little bit, I finally got to run smooth. So as you can tell, a little bit has changed. I haven't had much time to mess with it, but the little time that I have, because school and stuff started back up, little time that I had, I didn't grab the camera and record what I was doing with it. But as you can tell, it has Ags all around, and the seat from that SS16. And all that stuff came from the 14. The 14 has its original multi-ribs. And the Ags that were on this, but now this has the good Ags, the decent. Well, they're not gonna. Those aren't gonna stay. Those are just for now. I mean, it gives a little bit better look, but they are kind of low on tread. So, but I'll start off here with the nose cone. I fixed the cone. I put a piece of angle iron through, and I bolted it to each side, and then I welded 2 nuts to the bottom with little pins, and then I painted the whole black piece of the cone because it was all faded up here at the top. But lately I've been having some carburetor problems and pump problems. Classic owning stuff. Freaking bugs and shit in here, but just being normal owning. I think I got all those sorted out. I just got a few little things just to clean up and throw this air cleaner stuff back on. But other than that, from the last clip you guys heard it running, I've toned the idle down so it's not so high-pitched idle. The reason I put this seat on is because it's very comfortable. Much more comfortable than a pan seat. And with the old seat, I couldn't get to the gas tank filler. So this flip-up seat helped with that because you can't get a nozzle down into there. But other than that, I gotta put some air in this tire because it went a little flat. So I gotta put some bead sealer around that. But other than that, I think I am gonna sell the 14. Obviously not with those Ags on it, both stocks. So I don't know if I'm going to keep the deck or not to put onto this. I do have 2 other decks, but one's pretty bad. I don't know what the other one is like, but this is a good one. So I don't know if I'll keep this or not. Most likely I'll sell it with the tractor, so I'll get a little bit more money out of it. I hate to sell it, but you can't only have so many. So if anyone's interested in the New England area, let me know. Yeah, if you guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.